Hello. Air conditioner's on. Anyway. So yeah. I went and saw Alita Battle Angel in Dolby 3D. It's actually the first time I've seen a movie in Dolby 3D, by the way. I was going to do a car review, but then my mom called, and then my girlfriend called, so couldn't do the car review when I was driving home. So there's that. Anyway, Alita Battle Angel, directed by Robert Rodriguez, and produced, and you could tell by the fact that it's like solely in 3D, produced by James Cameron. This movie is insane. I have never seen a movie like this before. This is based on a manga. Manga, yeah. And this is incredible. Like, this is awesome. Like, a lot of this is just gonna be a fresh take on it, but at least with my review. But this is just kind of how it's gonna go. So the movie starts out. The movie's about this girl Alita. She is a cyborg robot person, and Christoph Waltz finds her. They live in a city after like hundreds and hundreds of years into the future. It's like 2653 or something is the year. So it's like 600 years in the future, but 300 years prior, there was like the fall, which they call, which consisted of a war, and there's stuff, and I'm not going to get into that because that's spoilery, and that's actually really cool stuff, and I'd like y'all to figure that out by yourself, because why not? I kind of went into this movie just like not knowing much, hearing, it's good, it's okay, I mean, it's probably the best movie like this ever, the 3D is pretty good, and the special effects are really good, and that's all true. The special effects are incredible in this movie, and the 3D is great. As somebody who really does like 3D myself, I've done a couple of movie reviews like this that have consisted of movies I've seen in 3D. I got to say that this was insane and awesome in 3D. There is a sport in this movie called motorball, and those scenes. So the Dolby Cinema, as I've probably said before in other videos, I know I have. The Dolby Cinema is awesome, and it is like 60-some surround sound speakers, height speakers, bass. Your seat even vibrates at times. The screen, it's a 4K projection, and this is a 3D projection. So I'm assuming it is in 4K as well, because it'll look really crisp. And it's with Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos sound, so it is like the best of the best kind of stuff in there. It gets really loud at times, but like I could hear stuff all over the place. I never felt like I wasn't immersed in this film. So that's a credit to the writing and the direction and just the aesthetic and the world that they created. This movie will be nominated, in my opinion, for Best VFX and probably should win unless something like an Avengers Infinity War, or Avengers Endgame, or even a Star Wars Episode 9 is able to in any way beat this. We have human beings being recreated in this movie, and Alita herself, in the trailers, like, those eyes are kind of off-putting, but like you're watching an entire movie, and while you do notice, okay, I noticed the entire time in this movie, I'm like, okay, yeah, I know that Rosa Salazar, who plays Alita, is completely, she's in a mocap suit doing this the entire time, but I never felt like Alita wasn't a real human being. That's how good this movie is. There is that uncanny valley, but they found a way to jump over it and be like, you know what, we know that this person is not real. And they even, in flashback form, when we meet other things in the world and people, I'm not going to say what or who because that's a spoiler, that is kind of explained. And in a visual way, not in a, well, people have big eyes because of X, Y, and Z. No, it's not even, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So there is real life people and a CGI person hugging, even a kiss, talking, touching, physical contact with other things is happening in this film with a completely CGI human being, and it looks incredible. She's not even a human being, she's a cyborg. But like, you get the point. Like, it's incredible. So the VFX on display here are great. The 3D is really good. There's some stuff popping out. The depth is really good. And I never felt dizzy. Sometimes 3D actually feels kind of dizzying. And I felt like I was going to be at times when watching these motorball scenes, which is like a roller derby, but on steroids. I mean, oh my, like the carnage and everything in this movie too is incredible. This film, unfortunately though, for all its good things, characters are really good, I think, fleshed out for the most part. The story I like. It starts to jump around. The last like 15, 20 minutes kind of jumps around a lot because of things that are happening. I really like Alita. I really like Christoph Waltz is like awesome. There's a kind of a mini twist like 15 to 20 minutes into this movie that like completely caught me off guard, and I was just like, it threw like two major things at you and you're just like, what? I was watching this and I was just like, and the seats at the Dolby theater are recliners, so you can kind of like lean and stuff. And usually when I watch something, I kind of just, I'm sitting normally, and sometimes I'll like lean. I was like leaning into this, just like, whoa, you know, like this was insane and just awesome. So, that all being said, this movie's not perfect. For every amazing visual effect, really interesting character and story, and overall some really, really good actions. I mean, the action scenes in this movie are pretty much flawless of how well they're executed. Cinematography is really good, as well as the 3D is and everything. There's a couple of issues with pacing, and there's some issues with, there's a romance in the movie. It's fine. It's not like the greatest thing you've ever seen, but it's okay. It works. It works for the movie. And frankly, I heard people kind of complaining about it before the movie and other reviews, and I don't necessarily completely understand their criticisms because of how the relationship starts and what the relationship is. So, to that end, I get it. I get it. I get it. This cyberpunkish world that is created here is incredible. I found myself constantly saying, wow, that looks really awesome. Or wow, that's really cool. Just the design of everything. As far as like standout performances, Ed Skrein, yeah, that's his name. Yep, the guy, he was in Deadpool, the first one. He was the villain. He was really good. I even thought that Jennifer Connelly and Mahershala Ali, whose characters, and for those actors of that kind of caliber, their characters were fine, and I felt like they were good. They had enough. Christoph Waltz almost steals the show, but Rosa Salazar, hands down, is the star of this film. The emotions that you get on her face, the constant. She's great. I mean, she's just great as this character. Here's the problem with this movie. It didn't make any money, or it didn't make enough money. And it probably won't make enough to warrant a sequel, which I would really like to see. Much like Power Rangers did a few years ago, this is going to be the same kind of thing. We're not going to get a sequel from it because people don't want to go see anything like this for whatever reason. And look, the trailers were fine for this movie. It's like, and I'll admit, getting somebody to buy into a world like this is difficult, and I get that. But people bought into Avatar, and people bought into Star Wars back in the day, and people are buying into all these other things. People bought into Lord of the Rings and all these other things, and the MCU. There are movie series people buy into and watch, and yes, the effects are great. Yes, the stories are good, and there's a lot of different things going on, but I kind of feel upset that people aren't buying into different and new things. Now, I get it. This movie cost me like $15 to go see. Now, I had a discount. But that's in 3D, in a Dolby 3D setting, which was awesome. But I understand not everybody wants to fork over $15-20 to go see a movie. That's kind of the downfall of 3D, unfortunately, is the fact that it is expensive. The IMAX is like 17 or something, and like I think the regular, the real D 3D, which again I would assume in all of these the 3D is really good, but like that's kind of the downfall of films, unfortunately, like this higher concept type things too, like Blade Runner 2049, for example. No one like they're just not going to make the kind of money. It's amazing that you can get movies like this to have insane budgets. I'm glad that this movie was made, and I will buy it the day it comes out because it was awesome and it looked great, and I would really like to see it again at some point. But it kind of stinks that unfortunately this kind of movie's we're most likely not gonna get a sequel to it. I'd love to know what y'all think of it. If you saw the movie, great. If you haven't, did I sway you to go see it? It honestly, like, if you get a chance to see it, even if you get a chance to see it after the fact, even just when it comes out on digital or Blu-ray or whatever, get a chance to see it. It is really interesting. But on the big screen, like, it plays really, really well. And it has a target audience. And it's younger people, obviously. But it's really good. I'm trying not to give like ratings out to movies, but I would definitely say this is a movie you have to see in the theater. Personally, if I had to like rate it on any kind of thing, this is a movie you have to experience in 3D in a theater because it's that good. I thought Dolby's 3D was actually really good. I've seen IMAX 3D and I've seen Real D 3D before, a number of times. So yeah, I thought it was real good. There were scenes like the motorball scenes, which it's awesome. Like the scenes are incredible, you know. And I'd like to get into spoilers on this movie, so I might make it a second video just to get into some spoilers on it, but just to talk about it. But no, it after watching a bunch of the movies I've watched recently, which I'm rewatching a lot of the Marvel movies. Which reminds me, I got to make my Iron Man 2 video. And I showed my parents Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. I showed my parents Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and yeah, I'm trying to show them new and different things. Not that they don't watch movies, they do, but just trying to get them to watch some new things that they're like, I don't know, Jumanji 2, I don't know, Spider-Man animated movie, I don't know. They ended up really liking them both. And even watching some just regular dramas and just like lighthearted films. I really, really need people to watch this movie because I want to talk about it. But no, like this is again. There are certain films you need to experience in a theater, and honestly, there are certain films you need to experience in Dolby, in IMAX, in 4DX, or all these other things, or even in 3D. There are definitely films you need to experience in that format or in specific formats because they just get better that way. And I feel like Alita Battle Angel really not that it needs 3D. Honestly, I can tell you right now, it would play fine in 2D. And I'll buy it in 2D, and I'll buy it in 3D too. And I'll probably watch it in 2D 99% of the time in 4K because it'll look really good. But I mean, it's insane. Like this movie's nuts. It's awesome. I'm kind of rambling on here, but yeah, I hope go see it. Go see it. Even if it's like a second run theater or something. Go see it. Even if it's not in 3D, which I mean, good luck trying to find it not in 3D. But go see it. I bet you will not be disappointed in elements of this film, and you'll probably be like, man, I kind of would like to see a sequel to that. I want to see a sequel to that. Heck, I saw Aquaman, and I want a sequel to Aquaman, like now, because that movie was awesome. So yeah, that's my review for Alita Battle Angel. I know it's like we're running close to 15 minutes here, but I had a lot of thoughts on it. I really liked it. I probably end up won't seeing it again just because of how much it costs, but I definitely will buy it when it comes out, and that'll be worth it for me. I give the movie high marks. It really did. It's not perfect. It's not a great film by like any stretch of the imagination, but it's really good. I liked it a lot. I definitely encourage y'all to go see it. So thanks guys for watching this. My Iron Man 2 video, because I watched that the other day, that'll be coming out. I'll probably make a number of other videos. I'm working on the Marvel films. I want to make some video game reviews too. I keep saying that. I never get to it. But yeah, I might even just do like a podcast thingy at some point, because I've been trying to do those like in the car kind of review kind of things. So yeah, might do one of those coming up soon. And, stay frosty, everybody. See ya. Bye.